9 student groups signed a proclamation banning anybody who supports Israel from speaking. Is that all right?
Yep.
I want you to leave as soon as possible.
How come? What's wrong with Israel?
It's not a real state.
We are not in support of Zionists. That's it.
What would make it better for students on this campus?
You not being here.
I thought you guys were peaceful people at Berkeley. I thought this was peace, love, and tolerance.
Off.
Accuracy in Media recently visited Berkeley Law to expose their anti-Semitism. 9 groups signed a proclamation banning any speaker who supports the state of Israel, even if they're speaking on topics unrelated to it. Is it okay for Berkeley student groups to ban Jews from speaking on campus?
That's not what's happening.
What's happening?
That's not what's happening.
9 student groups signed a proclamation banning anybody who supports Israel from speaking. Is that all right?
Yep.
It's okay to ban anybody who supports it? How come? What's wrong with Israel?
It's not a real state.
The Queer Caucus signed the proclamation, I noticed. If you were a queer person living in the Middle East, what country would you rather live in than Israel?
I can't answer that because I'm not queer and I am not going to answer.
I'm not queer, but I imagine it wouldn't be fun to be queer in Iran, would it?
I cannot answer that because I'm not queer, so.
What do you think about student groups and the proclamation they signed and no pro-Israel speakers being allowed? What's your take?
No pro-Israel speakers. That wasn't the bylaw.
I can't speak from somebody else's identity. That would be.
Sure you can. I'm not black, but I think slavery was awful, right?
Yes, but I'm
Well,
not
yeah.
asking you to choose and asking you to put yourself in a black person's position.
I want you to leave as soon as possible.
What would make it better for students on this campus?
You not being here. You are not a part of our campus. You're not a part of our conversation, and you need to leave.
Do you think they have drag queen story time? Do you think they have a Pride Month in Palestine?
I think being a queer anywhere, you're going to feel marginalized.
I think people deserve to know about the state of anti-Semitism on campus at Berkeley.
Yeah, well, I've never heard anything of Jewish free spaces here.
The common kind of rhetoric or propaganda in my community is like, oh, don't go to Berkeley, they don't accept Jews, they hate Jews, things like that.
I've never heard from any student that they've experienced anti-Semitism.
As a Jewish identifying student, it's really scary to be on campus right now.
Everything is being wildly blown out of proportion because people love a Berkeley name to say this is so incredibly radical.
Well, I think it's terrible, but the school is a terrible climate for Zionists or Jews in general.
Off.
But not all students agreed with the ban.
I'm actually a senator here at school that represents the Jewish community. I completely agree that it's wrong.
I don't think there's hate in the hearts of the people who are doing these things, but there's a lot of misunderstanding of the history.
I think it's difficult to hate the Jewish state without hating Jews too.
I think those clubs have made a bad academic decision, a bad personal decision, and a bad moral decision, and I think they should be put on the defensive.
Unfortunately, none of them had a great idea of what to do in response. What should we do about rising anti-Semitism or whatever level of the anti-Semitism is? What should we do about it?
That's a great question. I wish I had an answer.
Educating each other, I think that representing the community and just making the community stronger, it's the only option right now.
How are they fighting it? What are they going to do?
That's why you're here.
Accuracy in Media knows what we can do. First, the perpetrators of this anti-Semitism need to be exposed. They've scrubbed their names from the internet, so we put them on the side of a billboard as well as in geo-targeted ads online. And if you want to take action, click the link in the comments to send a message to these anti-Semites and to the leaders of Berkeley Law.
The proper response to bad speech is
More good speech. Yeah.
So that's why I decided to respond. So the proper response to this speech or this expression, which I think is bad, it's hateful expression, the proper response is to call them out and put them on the defensive.
I'm Adam Guillette, Accuracy in Media.